All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming this evening with a message. And this message is the world want no parts in the truth. I mean, not even a pin needle of truth. And I, Sister Deborah, must own it. I must own the fact that this world wants no parts in truth, not even a pin needle. And it's high time I, Sister Deborah, a servant of the Most High Yah, predestined, ordained, foreknew before the foundation of the world, chosen as a servant of the Most High Yah from on high, need to own it. I need to own it. I need to own the fact that it is not the will of the Father that the world embrace or be partaker in truth. As he have said over and over to Sister Deborah, these things need be. Bringing the light out of the midst of darkness, it's not to change the world. It's to show darkness that light is always in the midst. So that darkness can always be reminded that light is greater than darkness. Even though the world has chosen darkness over the light, still in all, it still have the power to be over darkness and light. The Most High owns it all. It's all in the power of his will. So it's something that somebody like me must own it. Own the fact that this world wants no parts in truth. Have you heard where the question I asked one is, do you know Yah? Would you say that you know Yah? Do you know the Most High Yah? Do you feel you know Yah? Do you think you know Yah? Do you know for sure that you know Yah? Now the other question. Can you say that Yah know you? Pull up on that one. Can you say that the Most High Yah know you? If you can say you know Yah, you know the Father, you know the Most High Yah. The second question is, do Yah know you? Do the Most High know you? Can you really say he know you? Not that he knew you, but do he know you? There's a time that I believe, without a doubt, even though I don't think it's written in the King James in the proper order in the way he's going to measure it, but there is something said when he going to say, because no one knows what he's going to say, but if there was something said Something was written that will be said that will be said. I never knew you. I never knew you. See, this is a problem. This shows you that there are so many millions and millions and millions and millions and thousands of millions who would tell the whole world that they know God, they know the Most High, they know Yah, they know Yahuwah, they know Him. Just imagine that many. It's a lot, y'all. But can they also say that the Most High, Yah, the Creator, knows them? Since they say they know Him. And it is said that the time shall come where He shall say, I never knew thee. You see? I believe that something like that can actually take place, because I'm a living prophet here on the earth. And if you had to ask the people on this earth, everybody knows Him, the Most High Yah, the Creator, Yah, God. Everybody seems to feel within themselves, within their thoughts and their feelings, that they know the Creator. They know the Father in heaven. They know what they call God. They know Yahuwah. They know Yah. They know the Most High Yah. But there is and shall be somewhat of a question. Since the world knows Him, everybody say they know Him, do He know them? Do Yah know you? Do the God that you say you know, do your God know you? Do the Most High know you? Since you say you know the Most High. I had to throw that out there, because the truth be told, everybody seems to think they know Him, even though it's nothing in them that identify a relationship. None whatsoever. Outside of the flesh that continue to tell them, I'm in there. I know I'm saved. I don't need nobody to tell me. And that's the mindset of 100 million, 200 million, 200 million. They truly believe that. Why? Because they flesh told them. They spirit ain't told them nothing. It's their flesh. Their spirit has no idea. It's their flesh. Your flesh can't tell you that. Nor can your spirit. The spirit of the Most High Yah in you tells you you know Him and He know you. It's easy for everybody in the world to say, I know God. I know the Most High. I know Yah. I know Yahuwah. I know Him. The mouth say anything. But the Father says, they know not me, if I live not in them. Know that it ain't your mouth that caused you to line up with Him. It's not your feelings, your emotions that set you in line with Him. It's not your personal opinion and what you think and the way you feel in the way you understand that lines you up with him. And that's why the whole world says they know him. The topic of this message is the world wants no part in truth. The world wants no part in truth. That's something that Sister Deborah is going to have to own. The fact, the reality that I, Sister Deborah, have been assigned to a world that wants no part in truth, when truth itself is a part of He that it created all things. So what is it they don't want no part in? Why wouldn't you want a part in truth? Let's go. I got a couple of also hardcore questions here, as I had last night. I have one here. Psalms. This here is just the questions I have here. In the book of Psalms 119. Now, don't forget the topic is this world wants no parts in truth, not even a pen needle. This sister here, I have to own that. I have to accept exactly what the Father says. Deborah, these things need be. Okay? So here we are in Psalms chapter 19. No, chapter 119, book of Psalms. 119, verse 89. Psalms 119, verse 89. And this is a question. And it reads, forever, O Yah, thy word is settled in heaven. What would you think, or what would you say that actually means? Hear it again. Psalms 119. Forever, O Yah, thy word is settled in the heaven. Okay. That's a very powerful question. I didn't know it was that powerful. And the reason why I'm calling it powerful, there's things in it that really going to make you question a lot of things. Because first and foremost, it says forever. Forever. And then it says, O Yah, thy word. Here he's not talking about this Bible. You see, all these years, Sister Deborah been telling you this book is not the word. Here it is again. I wasn't getting that out of it, but I'm looking dead at it. He said, thy word is settled in heaven. What he's saying also is the word is the Most High. Not a book, not books lost, not books found, no book of Giants, no book of Enoch, no King James 16. Zip, they are not the word. Okay? Only one that is and was and has always been from the beginning, the word is the Father, the Creator. The Gospel of John, first chapter, verse 1, 2. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with Yah. The Word was Yah, and it was with him in the beginning. When an individual in this world today can't comprehend that, something is wrong, y'all. Something is deeply wrong. When you cannot comprehend the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. People take that verse all over the place and miss the whole mystery. And today, the mystery is not something that one should miss. In the beginning was the Word. So it letting you know before heaven and earth was created, the Word exists. And the Word did not exist on strolls, you guys. It did not exist in a book. Listen to what he says here. I think it's David saying this. Psalms 119. Forever. So he's saying, Father, thy word is forever. Why? Because before heaven and earth was created, the Father had already mastered how he wanted to lay things out from the beginning to the end. Okay? Forever. He had already laid it out. He is the Word. The Word was laid out by him because he is the Word. And he says here, thy word is settled in heaven. I asked the question, what would you think that means? That means that we can't go around trying to think that we can change it with our feelings, with our emotions, with our personal opinion, even with our fleshly wisdom, and our fleshly knowledge, our fleshly understanding, and our fleshly opinion cannot move what is forever. So what make us on this in this world think, because you got all these hundreds and thousands of religions with different interpretation, different wisdom, different knowledge, different understanding, different books, different opinion, but yet they fall in one book. The King James 16. The King James. Now they're talking about the book in Ethiopia, the Ethiopian Bible. There's never going to be an end. Because you have to understand there was someone who got a hold of a way to manipulate the world. And somewhere along the line, they were given that authority and they mastered it. I'm a living witness. I'm not a dead prophet. I'm a living one. And I ain't got no reason to be here lying. They mastered it. Because they drew with this book, this one book, they drew everyone away from the Most High Yah. Did y'all know that? With that one book they created, whether it's a 1611, whether it's a King James version, whether it's a verse, or if it's a new edition, a new translation, a new interpretation, and all these other books coming up. I don't care if the book were lost, books were taken out, books were added, books were hidden. I don't care what Enoch has to say, because when it all said and done, nothing is greater than the true teacher, which was said to come and teach us from another level. And that wasn't from a book. It was from within. So I'm just sitting here watching David lay it out. He said, forever, O Yah, thy word. Wait a minute, hold up, David. You said it was forever. You weren't here during the New Testament. So what are you talking about, David? Deborah, you know the word was. The word is. The word was already with Yah. He is the word. And this is another reason why I know that this world want no parts in truth. Because to find out that the only and the greatest and the powerful truth is not what's on the outside. It's what's on the inside. You see? That's why Sister Deborah said, I got to own that thing. That it's not on the outside. That's why you got so many truth on the outside. You got so many religions, so many different beliefs, so many different wisdom, and so many different knowledge, so many different understanding, so many different personalities, so many different interpretation. They entitled to all of that. That's different. And so many of them. Why? They got the word from on the outside. They hold not the word that's on the inside. You see? The word was never said it's coming to be on the outside. He said this thing is on the inside. And when it resides on the inside, it gives you that inside ear of your spirit to hear what it is saying to you from the inside. That's that ear to hear. I know 99.9 didn't never understand and didn't get it, and don't get it, and still the same. They really don't get it. Because that hearing wasn't a natural hear. And that's why they got people believing, oh, how can you believe that there's not a preacher? And how can he preach if he's not sent? They got that messed up from the floor up. Because when it all said and done, it's not coming from the mouth of a man. You want me to tell you what key that in to me, that I say unto you, this world wants no parts in truth? When he say, put your trust in no man. Either he said it or he didn't. Whatever. I ain't gonna put my trust in him, even if he didn't say it. That messed up, ain't it? I'm not gonna put my trust in him no way. Not. And the reason why, because something is so greater in me that overrides anything, even me, myself. It's greater than anything on the outside of me and me, myself. That's what I trust in. That's what I trust in. It was a month ago, I was saying to the Father, must one turn away in a way of just putting all that trust in who you are in me? Don't forget who created the world. We don't run. The light don't run away from the world. The light is over the world. So stand and know that I am. That I am. You see? The creator of the world. So I, Sister Deborah, as a servant of the Most High Yah, must not only salute, but own the fact that this world wants no parts in truth. None. Even the pen needle of it. Not 1% of it. They don't want to have nothing to do with truth. And believe it or not, even though Sister Deborah talking about it, don't think that the Father are looking for you to desire what you don't have. Because what you don't have is what he didn't give you. Okay? So he ain't sitting up in the kingdom on the throne crying, boo-hooing, because you don't have light. You don't have spirit and truth. Oh, no. What did David say? Let's hear him. Forever, Deborah. Check, Deborah. Forever, oh Yah. You hear that, Deborah? Thy word. Who word? Thy word. Who word? Thy word. He's talking to the Most High Yah. He's not talking about a Bible. He's not talking about these words that they giving you to manipulate you so you won't know your way home. He's talking about thy word, O Lord, O Yah, is settled in heaven. So a lot of people think that he said that until all has been fulfilled. Y'all still miss it. David nailed it. It's settled in the kingdom. It's already settled. Yah has settled it. This is the part I was saying to you all, how we really don't understand. We really can't really get it because we don't understand everything that was is greater thing. Listen to what I'm going to say. Everything that was is greater than what is. Anybody can answer that? Why? Why would you say that, Deborah? Hear me out again. Hear me out. Watch this here. Everything that was is greater than what is. Why? Why is that? What would make someone like me say something like that? What would make anybody, if you have the answer, what would make somebody like me say everything that was is greater than those things that is? If you have the answer, what would be the reason why I feel that which was is greater than that which is? Something started and finished in the kingdom. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Something started and finished in the kingdom. That's a good one. What was brings us to what is. That's a good. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. But what? Okay, so that which was brings us to what is. So what is this thing about this? That which was is greater than that which is. Father, I'm going to bring you down. I'm going to bring you down, Father. Because that which was created through power of that which is. And guess what? Everything that is going to be destroyed by he that was. Hello. This is why I said the world is sick. Because when we don't and we refuse to know he that was, and we just focus on he that is, we fail to realize, baby, let me tell you something. He that shall come, because you didn't know who he was, you don't know who he's going to be when he comes. Because when he that was, it's going to destroy that which is. When he comes. So that which is shall no longer exist anymore. That's why it's important to know about him that was. I tried to tell y'all it's not that important to know what is. But the whole world focus on everything that is, not knowing he that was. See, notice he didn't say, I'm the beginning, and I'm the middle, and I'm the end. He didn't say that. He didn't say, I'm the beginning, I'm the middle, and I'm the end. No, he didn't. He wanted you to know who he was in the beginning. Because who he was is going to tear down everything at the end. So what's going on in the middle? Where we at? Thinking we got it all. We know it all. We don't care about nothing but what is. And I'm like saying, but Father, y'all, they don't know, Father, y'all. I am so grateful. Being taught as such a young child that there was a beginning before the foundation of the world. And that which was created the beginning to the end. He ain't cared about what's in the between. That's where we at. He said, I'm going to tear it up at the end. I taught an awesome message, and too many people didn't look into it. And that message was telling people it ain't all about what is. It's about what was. Because he that was is coming to tear down what your is all the way to the very end. So that shows you he ain't all tied up with what is. You know what he is tied up what? You want me to tell you what he is tied up in? What he gonna do at the end? You see? While we sitting here playing, not even understanding we're in that end day. And we taking him to be soft. You can take him and put him in a black box all you want. When it all said and done, I ain't messing with the one that's in the beginning. Because he the one holds the end. He ain't told me to be caught up what's in the middle. He ain't told me to be caught up in what is today. That's why he said, I ain't coming to change today. For what? I ain't finna come down here and redo everything. I'm the beginning and the end. If they don't know me in the beginning, they ain't gonna know me in the end. Because I'm that one that's I build up just to tear down. See, they thought that was only for Pharaoh. I built you up just to tear you down. No, he that was in the beginning built everything up just to end it at the end. So what do that mean? To tear that bad boy down. Y'all got him bent. Y'all got this creator bent. That's why it's no fear. He didn't let his fear just go in anybody. Because people's mindset wouldn't have done nothing with it no way. He knew what he was doing. All that time, he knew what he was doing. And the reason why he's not caught up in what is, because what is worse than any time that ever exists on the earth. So why should he in the beginning come down here and deal with what is going on in this day and time? He's not. He's not. He said the end. I'm the beginning and the end. I'm coming to tear everything down. Deborah, tell him, Deborah, tell him. That's why it was important to learn and understand him from his beginning. Because once you learn him from the beginning, you learn the beauty, the excellent, the greatness, the perfect, the powerful one. You know, when you know him from that end, you know him. The question I asked earlier was, would you say you know Yah? Would you actually say, yeah, I know Yah, or I know God, or I know the Father, I know the Creator, I know Yahuwah, I know the Most High? Would you say that you know him? And I was telling them, the whole world says they know him, just about. Oh, I know him. I know him. Even with their different beliefs and all the different religions and interpretations and beliefs and understanding and religion, they still say they know this creator. But can you say you know him? And if you say you know him, answer the question, do he know you? Do he know you? See, your mouth can say anything. Your mouth can say, yeah, you know him, and you probably got a 200 million people saying they know him. And they said it with the mouth. That's how easy it is. That's how easy, and you know what else is easy? It's easy for people to say, I'm saved. I'm saved. I know I have the Holy Spirit. I'm full of the Holy Spirit. Never took a look in the mirror and see none of their actions represent him. None whatsoever. But they in there. But Sister Deborah come to say to you, here, my brother David sitting here saying to y'all, it's settled. What are y'all talking about? Y'all down here in the midst of what you call what is. Don't even understand it. It's settled in the kingdom already, y'all. That's what I've been trying to teach y'all. It's finished. That's all David is saying. It's over. Deborah, tell him. While you're playing in what is, it's over in the kingdom. All he's prepared to do is in. Ain't nothing left, y'all. But to end all that he created. Now, outside of what he's going to bring to Mount Zion, you all don't have no idea how much is going to be destroyed. You have no idea. You're going to be up in Mount Zion, and this whole world going to be bent going to be destroyed from every level. From every level. At that same time he takes you to Mount Zion, he's going to destroy, what's that, the false prophet or the Antichrist. They're going straight to hell. They're going to, not to hell, to the lake of fire. Satan going down to be chained. So it's a lot of things that's going to happen. But you're going to be in Mount Zion. But that end is still, all you have to do is understand him in the beginning. And when I was teaching you all about, so many people always talking about, oh, he Alpha and Omega. Oh, he the beginning and the end. Sit your tails down. Because if you knew who he was, when it says beginning and the end, Alpha and Omega, you wouldn't play with that. You wouldn't be out here saying it. Because you know what that means? Throw down power. Build, tear down. That's what that means. See, they don't get it. They just think, oh, it's so easy and so soft to quote. It makes them feel like they saying something, but they don't understand the power that rests in it and the plan of being the beginning to the end. It's letting you know, I built that bad boy up and I'm going to bring that bad boy down. That's what the beginning and the end represent. See, nobody never, they didn't know that. That's what I go into Revelation and I hear John saying that the earth and the sky took one look at him on the throne and fled and was never seen. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up. You mean the sky and the earth gonna be that afraid of him? Yes. See, y'all bent. How is it the earth and the sky that fearful of the face of y'all, and you walking your tail around here in that which is and think it's greater than that which was? Oh, no, baby. No, baby. This is a dark time that he gonna destroy with a blink of an eye. And we think everything that we're in this day is what it's all about. People are building up on this very wicked, dark time like no other. He didn't told us it's worse than any other time on the earth. And that's how people are living. They're living like he's the liar. See, they don't want to go that deep to know he said that. They said he's a liar. That's not true. So I, Sister Deborah, will say and can say, this world wants no parts in truth at all. Because this world it don't have anything to build up on and to hope further and further. When that heart is like that, it's like one is crossing the fence, on both sides. That's why no one wants to fight. You know what? I'm glad I'm saying that, because what I can understand just saying that allowed me to see that that's why no one wants to know who he was. That's why they don't do no searches or no search of who he was to the point of knowing who he is. To the point of knowing he's the beginning and the end. The one that created it all is going to destroy it all. That's the beginning and the end. And this here, who he is what the whole world focus on. Oh, he ain't this, he ain't that, he ain't that. Oh, I know him, he know me, we this and we did. Everybody in the moment of what is. And could care less to know who he was. Because they so embedded in focusing what is going on here that gives them that comfort, that gives them that pleasure, that this is it here, y'all. This is the best time ever. And that's how people are living it, as if it is. So when David, in Psalms 119 and verse 89, he says, forever, O Yah, thy word is settled in heaven. While we down here calling the book, the lost books and the found books, we looking for the books. They took our book out. They took the words out. They took our chapters out. We missing books. Oh, Enoch said this. They got the books of the giants. They got all those books. And tell me, how can all of those books override the beginning? He that created the beginning. We know so much about everything before us, which is that which it is, till we know nothing in the spirit realm of what was, because we have so settled for what is, to where we just content. So when Sister Deborah is speaking, my whole ideal is to bring light in the midst of darkness. Why? Because it has not been spoken. But like I told y'all, he said it ain't to bring no one to the light. It ain't to open up light to people. It's to bring light to the forefront, because light always defeats darkness, even though darkness think that it has gotten victory. Okay, so I like David saying that, because that goes back to, which I never thought to pick that verse up to show you that the Father is the Word. You see how I was teaching you all about how the Father is the Word, and it's not a book. There go David telling you right there that your word is settled in the heavens. He didn't say on the earth. He didn't say it's King James Bible, but see, it's over. It's finished. And this is why the Father is not going to suffer people to get it. This is why he's not going to let their light of their eyes to be open. It's because he ain't in the business in this day that everybody's focusing on and making everybody come to the righteousness or come to upright and just and come before him. No. He know what he branded in you before the foundation of the world. That alone gonna hold you to who you are to him. All this other mess everybody doing, let them rumble in it, because they think it's about what is. That's what they thinking. Everybody's planning for what is, to the point they waiting for 3 days of darkness. And that's probably what China is waiting to use, that little tool that they got to cover the sun, the 3 days of darkness, and fail to realize, do y'all see the day of Yah? Do Father, do y'all understand what the day of the Most High is? The day of his wrath, the terrible day of Yah. Y'all ain't studied it. Y'all don't care, because y'all think it's more important about the 3 days of darkness, trying to match it to what happened with Pharaoh. And the Father say, not so. Not so. Anything you gonna get that's gonna pull up with 3 days, which is not, he didn't even tell you. The Father, Yeshua would tell you, not even he know what y'all gonna pull up with. But the Father wants y'all to know, because it is already, it already is before you, that with his terrible day of Yah, the wrath, the day of the wrath of Yah, the day of Yah, even the stars, the moon, and the sun, it's gonna give up its thunder. What is this thunder? Light. Light. Why? Because this is a day of Yah. He's stepping down off the throne. That's why. Oh, we ain't looking for that, though. Oh, damn it, they ain't looking for that. They ain't teaching that. They ain't saying, because it gives the Father too much glory. It edifies him. It magnifies him and who he is. It lets you know that's that one in the beginning. That's that one that coming in the end, y'all. That's him. That's that Alpha and Omega. That's the beginning and the end. Oh, no, they don't want to teach that. They want to teach that which is. And then use the word, oh, he the beginning and the end. He's Alpha and Omega. Sit down. When you don't know what that means. Because if you knew, hey, you be very careful in how you speak, because there's power behind it from the beginning to the end. Okay, so that's a good one. David said that, because I should have had that, and I never did. I never had that in my study, as far as that verse in the study where I could give to you all regarding the word. That's another, I don't know if the Father's going to let me know, so I'm not going to say that that's another one that I'm going to teach again, because like I said, it ain't about really teaching and ministering to people. That's why he said, when we get to Mount Zion, ain't nobody going to be teaching nobody. Ain't nobody going to be telling nobody nothing. He ain't going to let it. Okay, that's what was said. Now, let's go to Psalms 89. Paul is making a big statement here. Psalms 89 and verse 2. In Psalms 89 and verse 2, Paul is saying, "For I have said, mercy shall be built up forever. Thy faithfulness shall thou establish in the very heavens." In the very heavens. Thy faithfulness shall thou establish in the heavens, with an S, the levels of heavens. You see? Now, I don't know that I was just pulling it because I saw it on the side. It doesn't really match the fact that the word, but it matched still that faithfulness shall thou establish in the very heavens. Okay. So let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1. This is another question. Can you answer this question? 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1. Can you answer this question? 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1. And what does it say? Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Anyone know what that's saying? Anybody got any idea of what that's saying? Yep. Okay. So anyone happen to know what that means? When it says in 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter days, no, it didn't say the latter days, in the latter times, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devil, speaking lies and hypocrites, having their conscience seared with a hot iron. What is that saying? Anybody happen to know what is that saying? What is that? What is it that Timothy is kind of warning us about? Because when I read that, it made me, I'm going to tell you what I thought, but I just want to hear what your thoughts are. Okay? Exactly what is happening today. Someone says exactly what is happening today. Okay? When he says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith. Ooh, y'all know that's scary to me. When it says they will depart from the faith, who do you think that is? That's my question to you. Who would you say that is? They would depart from the faith. Someone says false teachers for the flesh. Okay. People gone off to satisfy their itchy ears. Someone says people going, okay. Someone says being deceived into listening to false teaching. Okay, that's a good one. And I'm going to tell you why that's a good one. Someone says it's the believer that will depart. Yes. Ain't that sad? Tell me that don't sound sad. Don't that sound scary? I wasn't expecting to see that. That's why you put it up as a question. And that what one said is being deceived into listening to false teaching. That is exactly what leads them away from the faith. So you remember the brand? Righteous belief, faith, and fear and hope. How could you turn away from those? Exactly what one said here. Being deceived into listening to false teaching. You see? So you will wonder, let's go to the next verse. Speaking lies in hypocrite, having their conscience seared. What do that mean, seared? With a hot iron. Their conscience seared with a hot iron. What does that mean? The sad part is about it when it says, depart from the faith. That's scary. In the end days, people will be turning away from Yah. That is exactly what it's saying. And I'm confused with that. Because I'm like saying, but if they got faith, wait a minute, why would you turn away from that? You see what I'm saying? If Yah branded them with faith, it's almost like he's saying that they're gonna depart from it. Is that what he's saying? Y'all tell me if that's what you see, what you understanding. Because that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if that's true or not. But when you think of faith being one of the brands, how are you going to turn away from that? Okay? No love for the truth. That's going back to the topic of the message. This world wants no part in truth. I'm telling you, none whatsoever. But that's the verse that I poured out because, I was looking to try to have some things to give you an example of why the world wants no part. But I ran up on this. So the question is, I really need to know, do you think that this faith was the brand faith that they turned from? That's the question. Was it the brand, the 5 brands of the Most High Yah? Do you believe that it would have to be, huh? Because it says here, giving heat to seducing spirits. Giving heat to seducing spirits is what caused them to turn away from the faith. It has to be. Because I'm like saying, I never saw that before. That's why I added it as a question. Because I wanted to hear what you all going to say. Because in my mind, I'm saying like, Father, is this faith? Is this the faith? I mean, going back to what he said, own it, Deborah. That's what I started the message off. I got to own it. My topic is this world wants no parts in truth. And then I said, but I have to own it. Because it's some things I get in here and I'm like saying, but wait a minute. Because a lot of people have no idea that even if you are written, the things that you get into down here still can cause you to be blotted out. We learned that. We found all those verses revealing that. To where me, I figured when you're in there, you're in there. At least that's what I thought. That's what I understood. But when he gave me all these verses to show that, no, wait a minute. Mess with me if you want. Mess with me if you want. So that's why I say, when I look into the world today, and y'all might feel totally different from me. When I get up in the morning, it's like, oh, it's another day. I need to do something. It's like, and it's always having to run somebody or having to help somebody, do this and do this and do this. And I'm like, it's a no end. It's like you just down here to serve, And and you wake up in the morning, you're grateful, you thanking the Father, you're praising him, but at the same time, your body just feel like this is just another day. Oh, it's so beautiful out there. And then when it rains, oh, I love it when it rains, y'all. It's just like, I don't know. It's just I just got to do something. I got to do something. And because it's just like you just, I don't know. You're just crazy. Okay. Right. It says they would turn away. So it is saying that they turning away from something which is the faith. That's deep. That's deep. Someone else said, I know that's right too. Babylon teaching and teaching and worshiping. I know that's true. That's true too. I understand that. I understand that. Oh, so you love the rain too? I love it. I don't know. It's just something about it. It's just something about raining and. But Sister Deborah like the cold, the hot, the fall, the zero below. I mean, it's just it all. Yeah. So you know how I feel. You've been there too. I mean, do you feel like that? But yeah, I mean, it's just like, and it's almost like, but that's probably, you know what, y'all? I'm sitting here saying that to y'all, but that's probably why he always giving me another word. You know what? That's probably why. That's why we will live and die and not know it all. Nowhere even have. Probably none of us will get past 20% of knowing what heavens has prepared. You see? But it's just the ideal. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I get up, I be feeling like that. I be speaking to him in the morning. And then when I get up, I just be speaking. And I get up and I say, okay, let me cut me a grapefruit. Let me get me a banana, or a kiwi. And I said, let me sit here and eat. Oh, let me do some studying. It seems like I get perked up when I know I just woke up and wait a minute, what I can do some studying. You see what I'm saying? And that there seemed to give me a little pep. But outside of that, that's just it. Yep, that's the food for the spirit. Now the message today. Oh, I got another Matthew's. Oh, I got another question. And I know y'all ain't going to be able to answer it. I know y'all ain't, but I'm going to put it before you anyway. To just show you how we can think we know it all and we're a long way from home. Let's go to Matthew chapter 1 and verse 1. And yes, I can kind of pretty much break this down, but somebody said something. Burnt out on running to Babylon teaching and worshiping. I can believe that too. I can so believe that. I can truly believe that. Matthew chapter 1 and verse 1. The book of the generations of who? Yeshua HaMashiach. The son of David, the son of Abraham. Y'all don't see nothing wrong with that? It ain't that something wrong with it. It's got a lot of mystery in it. Anybody? Can you see that? Look at St. Matthew's chapter 1, verse 1. It lets you know that this here, the gospel according to St. Matthew's. You know what I believe? The Romans put all this saint in there. St. Luke, St. Paul, St. Matthew, St. John. See, you can tell they didn't have their hands in something. And this is kind of sad that no one can really see that. Saint what? The word saint is not even in the Hebrew. So how is it St. Matthew's, St. John, St. Luke, St. Paul? See, we just still hold on to any and everything they give us. So just take a look at Matthew chapter 1 and verse 1. Look what it says. The book of the generations of Yeshua HaMashiach. Now this is the power punch. Generation and where it says the son of David. The son of Abraham. What are they actually talking about? Do you all know? Anybody happen to know? And I'm glad that I'm living, and like I said yesterday, I'm glad the Father allowed me to live to really kind of understand this, because I never taught it to anyone. I never taught it. All I taught was, when you get to Matthew's chapter 1, there go all the spiritual seeds. In case y'all didn't know that. Those are all the spiritual seeds. It doesn't matter what they did that was wrong. These were the ones that were branded to return. Okay? These are heaven sent servants of the Most High Yah. Okay? But when it says the book of the generations of Yeshua HaMashiach, okay, they are referring to the seed of David and the deed of Abraham. That's right. Okay, so it said, but before David and Abraham was Mashiach. Right. They was the Mashiach. Right. That's true. No, that's okay. I know what you're saying. But okay, so this is the thing about it. It was Mashiach, which is with Yeshua right now. You know how he says the generation of Yeshua, and there go the Mashiach right there, the Hamashiach. Okay, right? Then it says the son of David, and then it says the son of Abraham. And you said that it's saying they are referring to the seed of David and the deed of Abraham. You mean the seed of David and the seed of Abraham. Okay? The seed of David, they're referring to the seed of David and the seed of Abraham. You remember the sower sowed the seeds? Which seed? The seed. In which seed? That's the question to any and everybody. You see, the question, okay, if they are the seed, wait a minute, let me get it right, what you're saying. But before David and Abraham was Hamashiach. Okay, right, that's true. But they are referring to the seed of David and the seed of Abraham. I need, there you go. Thank you. That's what I was waiting for. There you go. Or else we'll be talking about the flesh bloodline. There you go. It was the spiritual seed. Exactly. You see? That's who it's talking about, the spiritual seed. That's what I was waiting for. That's right. Because like I explained to people, and did you know right now you can go to any place of worship anywhere around the world and they will fight you to the T if you were to tell them that Matthew's chapter 1 is referring to spiritual seeds. These are all the spiritual seeds. You see? They came from the kingdom. These are all the spiritual seeds that came from the kingdom. It was never about what they did and what they did not do. You notice that? It was about how they came down here to represent, the purpose of them coming to represent. Not nothing is on the side of David, ain't nothing on the side of Abraham. There's nothing on the side of Isaac, Jacob, Judas, Solomon, none of them. It's nobody. It's not talking about what they did. You see? So this is what people don't understand. This is help. you a great deal. This is something that everybody needs to put in their spiritual backpack, because this helps a great deal to show you, hey, y'all, these are the spiritual seeds. This is why these are all the one came down as the spiritual seed that's detached to the generation of the Mashiach, which is the Hamashiach. You see? Many don't understand that. That's what Yeshua, he's detached to the Hamashiach. Mashiach. You see that? Christ. You see? So it's letting you know that all of them come from that realm of who the Hamashiach was. It tells you that. But you could never get anyone to see that. They so busy saying, but Solomon had this. It don't matter. See, what they didn't understand, what Solomon had was in the flesh. But they didn't understand that Solomon had something greater than his flesh. You see? He had a purpose. He had a servant of the Most High Yah in his spirit working through him. David killed 2 people that he should not have. But do you think David, look at David, he's on there. It's letting you know he's a spiritual seed to the point of, now watch this, y'all. Watch this. When you get to Ezekiel, I think it's 37, if I'm not mistaken. Matter of fact, it might be in 37 and 38. Why is it David returning? Any of y'all know? Who is this David that's going to return to Mount Zion? Anybody know that? Right. You see how he said he's going to make your enemy? He had to. How did he do that? From the kingdom. He made him enemies from the kingdom, y'all, not from the earth. That's why we can't look at everything they're doing and how they're doing it and just look at it as, oh, it's nothing, it's okay, and everybody making everything normal. You got to see it for what, how would I say it? You got to see it for where it stands. Is it in the darkness or is it in the light? For whatever reason Yah has created it for, you cannot assume since Yah created it, it's okay for me to go into darkness and mingle. It's okay for me to live this dark life. And a lot of people do that. They said, since he allowed it, it must be okay. No, that's not what he's telling us. I created it all. He said, I created the evil for the day of evil. And I heard this one elderly pastor, European, come teaching that. You can tell that that's an error. He did not create the evil. Christian, you see, that when we say that he did not, what we do is we're trying to take away all that he is, because he's the power of all creation. He's the creator of all creation. And when we turn around and tell somebody, oh, no, he didn't. Wait a minute. Well, who did? You did? Because that's what most Europeans think. They think they created everything. They the beginning and the end of everything. They call the shots. They have no idea how far from spirit and truth that they are. They are nowhere near anything. And they don't understand. But it's a good thing that Yah handpicked his. He handpicked his. They coming in through faith and belief and faith. That's how the Gentiles coming in. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that too. I'm for real. That's the way I was thinking too. I mean, they really put limits on him, the Christians. But so I wanted to bring up that there just to show you how we can think we know, and I'm gonna tell you, you all might know it, but y'all don't understand. 99.9 of people who are scholars, people who are Bible pastors and bishops and priests, they will not look at Matthew's and see that all of them are spiritual seeds that came down. from the kingdom of Yah as spiritual seeds. They would never see that. And they won't. And I know that might sound crazy, but it is what it is. Okay, here we go. So then I had this issue here. Matthew chapter 9 and verse 27. Matthew chapter 9 and verse 27. And when Yeshua departed hence, two blind men followed him, crying and saying, Thy Son of David. And saying, Thy Son of David, have mercy on us. Thy Son of David, have mercy on us. And when he was come into the house, the blind man came to him. And Yeshua said unto him, Believeth ye that I am about to do this? They said unto him, Yea, Lord. You see? Notice he called him the Son of David. Now, where would you go with that? That's why people don't understand in Ezekiel 36, 37, I think it is, and it's in 38. I heard the Hebrew Israelite men say, I don't know why. They can't understand why David is going to be brought back to Mount Zion. Okay? And he's going to be one that's there. They don't understand who that David is. Okay? No, you see what you're saying? Melchizedek. Somewhere Melchizedek is the Mashiach. He is the Hamashiach. For sure. Yesterday, that's why I was teaching this about we were talking about? Was that yesterday or the day before? The rod and the scepter that was in Judah. It says the scepter shall not depart Judah. And a lot of people don't know what that is. And then it says, nor the lawgiver. So you have to find out, what is this that's with Judah? And what is this? It's speaking of the lawgiver. So that's why I can say to United Snakes of America, you better let Judah go. I mean, you better. And the father said, this ain't a warning, Deborah. Tell them this is a threat. Let Judah go. Because a lot of people don't know that not the house of Israel is not in the situation that Judah is in. Yah always suffered Judah to be in a different situation than the house of Israel. When Joshua had passed away, Israel went before the father and asked him, well, now we don't have nobody. Who must we get to fight? The father say, Judah. I don't think we as the offspring of Judah understand who Judah is. I really don't. I think Judah has more invested in Judah than Judah himself knows. And if the father is saying, let Judah go, because Judah has to first be let go because he's in the heavy bondage. He's the real one that's got the yoke around his neck. You see what I'm saying? I know a lot of you all might think that the whole house of Israel is, no, it's not. You don't hear not one other tribe trying to identify themselves as nothing. But when Judah pull up, and when they let Judah go, than the house of Israel. Now, this is the only thing that gets me is when the Father tells me, and it don't really get me, but I just think about, I know how he's doing it. When Judah is the captivity that they have Judah in, it's not a captivity that they have Judah in. I want to get y'all to understand that. First and foremost, Judah's main captivity is here. Okay? When he's saying, let Judah go, because Judah is in bondage here. He's crouched, scooped down, and crouched down like a old lion waiting for someone to arouse him. And the only one going to be able to really get him up is Shiloh. And that, to me, is Hamashiach again. But when he come for Judah, Judah has something already. Judah is holding something. So that's why I know Judah is more in captivity here than anything. And Judah consists of two Judahs, not one. You see? Judah consists of two Judah. Going back to the seed. You get what I'm saying? You get the point I'm making? There's two seeds of Judah. Judah of the promise and Judah of the promise. One promise is for land and one promise is for eternal life. That's the two Judah. But for Judah to come out, y'all want all of Judah out. The Judah of the promise of the land and the Judah of the promise of eternal. You get what I'm saying? What do you mean, Deborah? Do you remember the wheat and the tare? Notice that somewhere along the line, the tare was able to grow with the wheat. But when the parable saying that the servants were saying, can we tie them up and tie them up and first separate them? Take the tare out of the wheat. Do you want us to separate them? Pull the tare out of the wheat and separate them and tie them up and burn them? Go back to it, y'all. It's talking about burning them. I believe that that's speaking also of Judah as an example in a parable. There is Judah that is tare, and there is Judah that is wheat. And what did he say to the servant? No, don't you bother. Don't touch him. Don't do nothing to him. Leave him alone. Just let him grow together. I will do the separation. You see, the Father was telling in this parable that he's the separator. But somewhere the tare was able to grow with the wheat because they were the same. That's pretty much why and how it snuck in with the wheat and start to grow from it. Because I believe that y'all base everything on the twos. It's not like everybody teaching and been preaching, and they can continue to do that. But I believe that there's a two Judah. But when he's saying let Judah go, that's a form of y'all hear this, y'all. Y'all got to hear this the right way. When Yah is sending up to America a word to let Judah go, and this is not a warning, this is a threat. He's actually telling them to throw up their hand, okay? Surrender that they are Judah. They are the people of the Most High Yah. So let all that harsh message y'all got going on, when you all know that they are who they are. See, he ain't saying, Deborah, go tell the heathens, go tell the Gentiles who y'all are. No, they knew who we were. He said, go give them the warning. Let Judah go. Now, He's not saying that they have Judah in bondage here or the yoke around the neck. That's all spiritual. He said they got Judah here. Let them go. Let them go. You get what I'm saying? So when he's sending this warning as, not warning, he's sending this as a threat, as if that's all they need to do. Because Judah is in bondage here, y'all. Let me give you another example. Judah, if I had to tell you here in the United States, let's say we got 100, no, I'm gonna say 100 million. Let's say let's say 50 million Judah here. That's too many, but I still give it 50 million. You still probably got only 100, no, not even 100,000, 25,000 that knows he's Judah out of 50 million. You get what I'm saying? Why is it the other ones don't know that they are Judah? Here. You see the point? So when we're running around thinking we in a yoke around our neck, we see we ain't got a yoke around our neck, and we're not in the shackles, in the natural shackles, because we're in the spiritual captivity. We spiritually in captivity. That's why we continue trying to fight to have all the things in this country and to maintain it. Here y'all telling us to get ready to pull up and get ready in the spirit realm and get your flesh ready by the spirit that's in you. We're still saying, no, we ain't gonna get ready because we got too much invested where we at. It's in the mind. We're in captivity here. Okay? And in that being, he's saying is, that's where they have us. Captivity here. Once we realize that we are Judah, he's sitting here saying, go back to Genesis 49 and verse 10. He said Judah still has the scepter. That means, do y'all know what that means? You know that it's like that rod. You remember, you know that you remember when even David said, "Ye though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you are with me. For your rod and your staff, they comfort me." Wait a minute, hold up. What you talking about, David? How Deborah, he got me. His rod and staff is protecting me. Moses then went to Pharaoh with the rod, and what it had all power. You see? So Judah has that already. When I read that, I said, Father, they holding it? They got it? Yeah. And the lawgiver too. It's still between their feet. Judah's captivity is basically here. That's why Judah won't take what even I'm saying. When I say this whole world wants no parts in truth, Judah wants no part of even knowing that he's Judah. He wants everything this country has to offer him. He don't want no part in nothing. He's here. This is where his true captivity is. Here. So what the Father is saying, the United States set Judah free. How would the United States do this? They will proclaim the whole idea of who Judah is, who Israel is, who the true Judah, I'm going to say, is. You see? Throw their hands up. Surrender what they thought they were in control. So it's so many things Yah is saying to them. He don't want them to overdo, hey, we got to do this for them. No. Guess why? Because he's going to destroy them. I know y'all don't get it, do you? Y'all better go back and read. And in the process of you reading, I hope you have spirit and truth and the light with you so you can see what you're reading. Because that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. Now, it ain't him saying y'all do something to make sure they free. No. They free already. They just here in captivity. This is where they're not free at. It's here. They got the power and the know-how to move to any level they want, but they gone here. And they choosing to settle for what darkness is because they're gone here. So he's telling United States, you better set them free. Set them free. You see? So I wanted to just add that. Now, where am I at in time? I got away from my topic. The Gospel of John, chapter 17. The Gospel of John, chapter 17, and verse 17. This is an example of how this world wants no part in truth. The Gospel of John, chapter 17, and verse 17. And it reads, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. You see that? Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. You can't sanctify nobody with this book. Since you said this book is the word, try sanctifying somebody with it. Try studying it and reading it and sanctifying somebody. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work because you don't know who the word is. The word is the Father himself. And there's no other. So it's telling you here in the Gospel of John, chapter 17 and verse 17, sanctify them through truth. Thy word is truth. People, I don't know why people wants to take the Creator and put him in a little black box, a place where they can find pleasure in putting him so they can continue to cut up from the floor up in this darkness. But I'm going to tell you something. You're going to find out you wasn't a light all this time. You wasn't spirit and truth, because he's not going to let you go too much further in playing and portraying to be something that you are not. Here he's telling you in the Gospel of John, chapter 17 and verse 17, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. Thy word is truth. That's why he said he put truth in us. But we prefer to do what? To serve the darkness instead of light. Because he said he put it in us. That was in Romans chapter 1. Truth was put in us. That's how Adam and Eve was created, with truth in them. That's why they should have taken the tree of eternal. Instead, they took the tree of death. But they did it while having truth. So at the end, it told you how man has become like us, now knowing, not just knowing truth, but evil as well. Because see, they didn't come here knowing evil, but they come here knowing truth. So here he said, sanctify them through thy truth. Separate them in truth, Father. Thy word is truth. That's why we sit back waiting for him to do judgment. For what? You judging yourself right as you continue to live on this earth, and those who passed away, they had the opportunity to judge themselves. Because what did they do when they were here? Okay. So in the book of John, the Gospel of John, chapter 14 and verse 6, this truth is not something the world wants to have no part in. Even though it came with their breath, they don't want no part in it. They won't listen to what I'm saying, y'all. Truth came with the breath and your spirit that you receive. Okay. So when he put them in the garden, he already knew that I'm gonna put the truth, the tree of death, because they're gonna go for the tree of death, because the truth is already in them for the tree of life. They're gonna want something that's not in them. And that's what they did. They went to the tree of death, what they did not have. Now they had the both. Man has become like one of us, knowing the both, because they chose the tree of death. Same thing with you. You come down here. He breathed in you. No, not your mama, not your daddy. You were born in iniquity, and in your mother's womb, you was born out of sin and born in iniquity. That's when you're in the flesh, and you're in your mother, and your father and your mother knew each other, and here you come. All of that's flesh. Y'all ain't got nothing to do with that. He got to do with when you bring that flesh out, giving it the breath that blew in, the spirit that has truth. Now you have to choose which one, not choose as if it's your choice. When you get up with this breath, you holding truth. When you turn to death, which is sin and darkness, you are choosing that. Not like it's your choice, but that's what's in you to choose that. You see? Just as just as Adam and Eve, they didn't have to choose the tree of death, but they did. And the reason why you know that it was in them, because the Father put it there for them. He didn't have to put that other tree there, the tree of death, but he had to put it there because he knew what they was going to choose. So that's why it was there. Like us, we sit around thinking that he don't know the choice that he already knew from the heaven that's in us. We think we got the game and gone. Baby, you ain't got nothing. You better learn what was, so you'll know what you're sitting in. That is, because it ain't what it is. It's not what it is. It's what it was and what it's going to be. Okay. So here we have the Gospel of John, chapter 14 and verse 6. In the Gospel of John, chapter 14 and verse 6, it reads, Yeshua said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the eternal. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Who can tell me what he mean by that? Huh? Who can tell me what do that mean? Anyone happen to know what that means? The Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 6. Yeshua said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the eternal. No man cometh unto me. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Yep, he's the Mashiach. That's a Hamashiach. Yep, that's it. Now, when you couldn't get these pastors, these bishops, these scholars to even see that, because they don't see the one that said that I will come in the flesh and it will be like Emmanuel, meaning Yah with you. Well, who was that? They fail to realize the Son of Man was born of a woman, flesh. His name was Yeshua. And the one that came with him was Hamashiach, which the world called Christ. They don't understand that, which Emmanuel with us. That's how Yah came as the only begotten that he created to come down with him. But see, this is what people don't That's why it's over. That's why it's over. Because they still don't get it. Because here in 14 and verse 6, it says, Yeshua said unto him, I am. Don't you see that I am? Pulled up already. The way, the truth, and the eternal. No man cometh unto the Father but by me, the Hamashiach. And that's what got all these other different religions strung out on what they believe against other religions, because they can't see into the spirit and truth realm where the light resides. They only can see and make out of it, and they stop right there, and that's where they settle, in what they flesh can see. And they don't want to believe nothing outside of what they flesh can see in the fleshly eyes. So they just assume that, wait a minute, see, he said that you got to come through Yeshua, but do you see that I am pull up? Do you also see that he's saying that I am the way, the truth, and the eternal? No man cometh unto the Father but by me. 100%. The Hamashiach. Okay. Right, the access code. Good. That's a good way of putting it. That's a good way of putting it. Exactly. But you wouldn't be able to get people to see it, and that's why it's over. And it's a good thing that it's over, because it moves Yah to the next stage of where he wants to take everything. And it's not our stage, it's the Most High stage. And we too will see it and behold it. A lot of us will be confused by it because we're not waiting. See, people are waiting for the 3 days of darkness more than they wait for anything. They ain't waiting for the terrible day of Yah. They ain't waiting for the day of Yah's wrath or the wrath of Yah. Did y'all hear what the sun, the moon, and the star going to do? Oh, no, we don't want to hear that, Deborah. We got 3 days of darkness. Because they took it from the Old Testament and they made it as if it's something Yah is going to pour out onto this country because of them. See, they got it bent. But did they see where Yah coming in darkness? And how the moon, the stars, and the sun is going to give up their light? Because Yah coming. He's going to step down. Do you think that you think people going to teach that? No, they ain't going to teach it. Ain't nobody going to teach it. But they'll teach the 3 days of darkness. They'll take it way out of the plagues that he did on Pharaoh and make it's going to be today. Now, China, because they built this little thing to cover the moon or the sun. I think it is they built to cover the sun, because even they got sense enough to know that probably, I think it's two times the Father's going to do it, where the sun, the moon, and the stars going to fall out of the sky. All because y'all stepping off the throne to get down here. That's what's going to happen. Are we looking for that? Nope. We looking for China to put their little shield over the sun. We're looking for the 3 days of darkness from Pharaoh back with Moses now. We're looking for all the wrong things. Are we going to have some darkness? Yes, there's going to be some darkness. But guess what? I don't know if Judah nor Israel will be here. I don't know. But I know it's during the time of tribulation, right after the tribulation. Some things are going to take place. And I'm thinking we're out of here after, right in the midst of tribulation, we'll be getting out of here. That's what I'm looking at. Yep. Yep. So, okay, 2 Thessalonians. I think I will make this one my last one, even though I got other verses. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 10. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 10 through 11. Let's see what that's saying. And with all and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the give of the truth, that they might be saved. That they might be saved. Because they receive not the truth, that they may be saved. So this too showing you who's coming in the work of Satan. Oh, talking about during the time of the ones that's coming with the power to do the work of Satan, and with all power and signs and lying wonders, and people are going to be deceived, and these are the ones that's going to perish because they receive not truth. So I believe that, because you know what, this is the thing that I'm coming up on. The world wants no parts in truth. So when times get to where people need help, I wonder, are they going to think that it's just that easy to seek truth? I think so. I think so. I think that time is already at hand, because I believe that people are really sitting back, relaxed. They are where they at, and they thinking, if it gets hard, all I had to do is call on them. Or I'm going to be able to react, or I'm going to be able to call on him because I know him like that. Let me tell you, knowing him is not knowing him. The mouth can say they know anybody, but where is he in you? Do he know you? And if he know you from where he at in you. What about that? Since you know him, how about that? So you say you know him. Where do you know him from? And from what level? Oh, yeah, right. Answer that, can you? What level do you know him? And from what level? And then when you say that you know him now, answer the question, do he know you? And if he know you, from what level? Okay. What level? 99.9 couldn't answer it. Because everybody, to me, as a servant of the Most High, y'all, I be standing around, y'all will think that Sister Deborah is a cuckoo clock, because I observe everything. And it's not so much, I don't even think it's not so much as that I observe everything. I think the Ruach in me observe everything. And it put me in a situation that I see everything from the standpoint of what he's showing me. Because it had not been for him in me, it's no way, y'all, I would know anything. But I only know what he gives me or what he shares with me to know. Okay. So here in Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 10, it talk about how they're going to not have the truth, that they might be saved. So people really believe that they just can say that they are saved. They think that they hitting the kingdom from the level of what they flesh have told them. That you say you holy, you got the keys to the kingdom, you full of the Holy Spirit, you full of the Ruach HaKodesh, you in there. Don't worry about what nobody say. Nobody think. This is their mindset. But if y'all said to them, okay, I want you, listen to this. If y'all said, okay, tomorrow morning, I want you to get up. I want you to go downtown. And everybody you see downtown, give them this. They'll have a fit. They'll go back home and never return. That's the heart of people. They don't understand. Y'all can try you at your ugly word. Since you say you in there, you know him. He can try you at that very word just to show you, see, you really don't know me. You think you know me. You want to, your mouth tell you, because that's a part of your flesh. I understand. The seeds that was dispersed was the word in them, y'all. See, y'all didn't even know that, but it didn't benefit them. What was I telling y'all? I told y'all we came down here with truth. You go to the sower sowing the seed. When Yeshua started to explain to the disciple what it meant, he said it was the word in them. It didn't mount up to nothing. So that's why I asked the question. So you say you know him, but do he know you? Because, the disciple was disappointed because they're trying to figure out, well, what is this you saying to the multitude? Let me get that. See if I can pull that up. So I can just show y'all all these mouths out here trying to say who they are. And then when y'all is trying to get them to turn from that flesh mindset, thinking and function, they don't want to do that. It was just like the rich man. He told him, give what he have and give it up. Oh, no, I don't know nothing now. I don't want no part in it. I followed the commandments since I was a little boy all the way up into my youth. Right now, you asking for too much. I'm out. See how easy it gets for them to really show their identity? And you standing in the midst of the Hamashiach, and you're going to walk away from it because the word that you said you followed all them years since your youth really wasn't the word. Someone find that verse for me. Someone find that verse. Let me see. In Matthew's, I think it is, where the sower and the seeds. Let me pull it up. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. And I don't know where I'm coming with this, and I don't know where I'm going, but this is for somebody. This is for somebody, for real, y'all. Let me pull it up before I leave off of here. Because I can ask and no one would pull it up. So it's taking me to Matthew 13. Now I'm going to show you, and I ain't going there, but I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to show you how the disciples asked him what it all means. Let me see where it's at. But when the blade, okay. I'm going to get it. I want to just cover that before I get off of here. I want to talk about what Yeshua explained to them about the sower. Okay, here we go. Matthew's chapter 13, verse 18. I think this is it. In Matthew chapter 13, verse 18. I mean, you got 13 and 4. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. You're right. That's telling you that's telling you the sower. But here in Matthew chapter 13, verse 18, it says, hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom. You see that? They hear it, the word of the kingdom. Understand, this is not King James Bible, y'all. King James 16. That's not what this is saying. It's talking about the real word. That's what the whole parable was set up for. The sower is the one that sowed them in the areas where they needed to be sown. Now watch what it says in 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, you see that? You see that? What is that saying? Right there, it's letting you know it's not the Bible. It's not the King James Version. It is the word, the real word of the kingdom. And understand it not. Then cometh the wicked one and snatched away that which was sown in his heart. What was sown in his heart? The word. So you see what I'm saying? People running around here saying they know him, they know him, they know him, they got it. But when come down to it, they ain't got nothing. Because their actions speak louder than their mouth saying they got it. You get what I'm saying? Listen to this again. This is very powerful. I didn't know it was like this here. But listen to this. Matthew chapter 13, verse 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. You know why? Because the disciples were disappointed. They were trying to figure out, well, why are you telling them one thing and you telling us something different? Well, this is what he's wanting you all to understand as well. This is what you need to put in your backpack so you can understand what was going on and why the word was given to them. You see how just Yah is? See, we want to make him unjust because he created things the way that he created it before the foundation of the world. But if you watch him very careful, you will see that he still didn't he pour out grace and mercy on everybody? Did not Solomon say when it rained on the just, it rained on the unjust? The sun shine not on just on the righteous, but on the unrighteous. It allowed you to understand truth was put in us, whether you the righteous or the unrighteous. It was always there. He said he put it there so you won't be without any excuse. Now watch this here. Matthew chapter 13, verse 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understand it not, then cometh the wicked one and catches away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received the seed by the wayside. Now, why is the wicked one catching away what was sown if they understood not? Make it make sense. They did a boo-boo right there, didn't they? Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that big old boo-boo they did? You see that big old boo-boo? Listen to what it says. How is it? It says, when they hear it, the word of the kingdom and understand it not. What do that mean? Okay, it doesn't make sense. But watch how, you know how I tell you how the Holy Spirit will take you into something and let you see exactly where it's coming from. I'm going to show you what he just did with me with the quicket. When I said it didn't make no sense, I'm going to show you something that the Holy Spirit did with me with the quicket. Let's go right back over that. It says in 18, hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. Now, when he said hear ye, he's talking about he that has a spiritual ear to hear. Okay, listen to this. When anyone, verse 19, heareth the word of Yah, the word of the kingdom. You see who hearing it? They hear it. So they heard it, the true word, and understood it not. You see that? I don't know if you can get it. Look at it again, verse 19. When one heareth the word of the kingdom. So they hear it and understand it not. So there's two things happening to this sower. To this seed. They hear it, but they understand it not. They hear it, but they understand it not. So what was it that the wickedness was coming to take? Was it coming to take what they hear it or what they understood not? When you give me the answer, then I know you got it. Deborah, you terrible. You see what I'm saying? I know you got it if you give me the answer. Okay, here I go again. Anybody. Anybody. Watch this here. Verse 19. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, heareth the word of the kingdom, and understand it not. Hear it, they heard it, right, but they understand it not. So they heard, but they understood, in a sense, it not. So watch this here. So then the wicked one come and catch away that which was sown in his heart. What was in his heart? That which he heard, or that which he understood not. What was the wicked one taking away? Somebody come on, tell me. Which one was he taking it away? How can the wicked one take something away if it was nothing there? So how could the wicked one, listen to this, and understand it not? Then cometh the wicked one and catch away that which was sown in his heart. How did he get in his heart? He heard it. That's crazy, ain't it? He heard it. You don't get it? Y'all don't get it? You don't get it? Okay, let me say this. This is the last time I'm going to say it. I'm going to leave y'all alone. Okay. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom. Yeah, there it is. So it's what he heard. Because where did it go? When it goes to your what? You hear it. He that has an ear, let him hear it. You see? So he's letting you know that he that saw it, they heard the word of the kingdom. They heard it. So what was it that the wicked one took away if they didn't understand it? They didn't understand it, but they heard it. So he comes to quickly take away what they heard. This thing come by hearing. You see? So he's coming, the wicked one, and catch away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received the seed by the wayside. But he that received the seed into stony places, look what it says. The same is he that heareth the word. You hear the word here? You see that? So you see how you got, so it was he heard. You got it. You got it. Exactly. Because look at verse 20. Now we're talking about a different seed now. But he that received the seed into the stony place, the same is he that hear it. You see? He heareth the word. So remember we talk about this thing come by hearing. Okay? So the hearing is a special, it's a spiritual hear. Okay? It's not a fleshly one. So this is why he comes to snatch it away, because it's the real word that they heard. You see what I'm saying? So watch this here. Verse 21. No, verse 20. But he that received the seed into the stony place, now watch what he's finna tell you. He's finna tell you he experienced the same thing. The same is he that heareth the word and ignore. Is that ignore? With joy? No, ignore. What is that? Anon. With joy receive it. So this one here in the stony place, not only did he hear the word, he was really moved by what he heard. You see that? But watch this here. Yet had he not root in himself, but dureth for a while, for when tribulation or persecution arise because of the word, by and by he is offended. He is offended. That's identical to what I've taught you all, that people get offended because the word is a sword, and it's going to pierce you one way or another. But it'll set you free if you just stand in the fight. But the people, they don't want you saying certain things. They don't want you saying it a certain way. And they don't want to be asked to give nothing. And if you ask that, that's like, hey, time for me to cut loose, or, and it's sad. Because the same way is what this person did, this parable of the stony. So you can match yourself with the stony seed. Those who fell by the, let's go, verse 21. Yet had he not root in himself. So you run your tail around here and say, yeah, I know him. Yeah, I know him. I know the Most High God. I know I got the Holy Spirit. I know the Father. I know the Creator. I know this. I know this. Look here. Listen to what they said about these seeds that were sown on the ground. Yet had he not root in himself. You run around here talking about something. Watch this here. But dureth for a while. You okay for a while. Watch this here. For when tribulation and persecution arise because of the word, by and by he is offended. He also that received the seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word. So your key thing that you said was heareth, and that was right. Heard, I mean. Both of y'all got on here heard, but yeah, that's the key. Heard. You notice all three heard. You know how it says it come by hearing? So they heard the word. Okay, so verse 22 said, he also that received the seed among the thorns is he that heard the word, and the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches. See, they get caught up in materialistic things and what they have. And they just say this. That's why I tell people greed, and their heads just get fat. You can't tell them nothing. You can't ask them for nothing. You can't say give no offering, no nothing. Their head just blow up. But he's showing you here, those are fools that were sown. They heard the word. Now, do y'all see somebody, before we get off, break that thing down if you can. How could heaven send you down here with hearing the word? and you still destined for the lake of fire. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm sitting here telling y'all this here, but no one would look at those there examples of that parable. Yeshua had to break it down to the disciples because they was like, what are you talking about? What do this mean? What is going on? What's going on? He broke it down, letting them know that they had the word. They heard it. But it didn't mean nothing. Because one got dropped on stony ground. One got dropped in thorns. One got dropped on a pavement, I think the concrete, where there was no root. Well, why? Who dropped them there? I wonder who put them there. They heard the word. So why were they put there? Y'all better wake up. Stop playing. Y'all better wake up and stop playing. You better check yourself out. Find out who you are and where you stand. Because that right there, for what I just read, I'm sitting here laughing because I'm like saying, how did the wicked one come to snatch something? What did he snatch? They wasn't nobody, no way. But what the Father let me see, yes, they were somebody. They had the word. They heard the word, Deborah. It's just when they got down here, how they take living into a whole different area, and they gonna die. Those seeds died, y'all. Eternal death. That parable showing you that they didn't have no root. They had no way to produce. They had nothing. But guess what? What was the key that they had? They heard the word. So run your tail off here all the time. People be sitting up in the corner and everything because they hearing the word, because they think they doing something, because they can still hear. You can hear all you want. All you want. That's why I say people play dangerous games. And it's the end day. You can sit up in the corner. You can sit in anywhere you want. That right there is a prime example that all three of those seeds heard the word, but it didn't mean a rat's behind. Because see, what people did not understand, the Father is checking your spiritual heart. That heart that you can't sit here and manipulate nobody. You can manipulate everybody on this earth. You can believe a hypocrite or whatever you want to. But heaven's already didn't measure your heart. It knows who you are. That's why your actions speak louder than your words. Because how? Those three examples of those seeds, those three examples, do you all think that those were seeds or were those people? Can anyone answer that? Were those people? Those seeds, were they people? Were those seeds people? This parable, was it set up to represent people? Was those seeds that were sown people? Yes. Who sold them? Do you know who sold those people? Who sown? You know, who did that? Who created them that to be who they are? Who did that? Anybody know? Who was that? Who created them that way? Yah. He created that way. And you see, can you see his just? Did not he let them hear the word? Tell me now. Tell me am I lying? He allowed them to hear the word, did not he? He allowed them to hear the word. All three heard the word. Yah allowed all three to hear the word. One got greedy, caught up in his riches, and what he had was more than anything. The other one was but they represent not being able to produce or go anywhere from the level of where they were sown. One was in stony ground. One was on thorns. And one was on, I think, like a pegment where there was no earth. So were they created to, what direction were they created for? Do you know? They all heard. That's why I say it's beautiful, because it's showing you exactly what I was telling you. We all came down here with what? Truth. You see that? They came down here being able to what? Hear. That's why I say, don't come around talking about you know him. Do he know you? Direction from the kingdom. That's how they got down here. And they direction was ordered from him. Nobody on the earth did it to him. And that's why he began to tell you those who, that the seed that he was planted in the soil, those were his. When you see that parable, and why did the disciples have problems with it? Because it was Yah passing judgment. So we'll know what's what right here on the earth. We would know. Because their end game was to be destroyed. Go back and read it. So you would think that Yeshua had to repeat it and break it down to, Yeshua had to repeat it and break it down to them. Why? Because they was disappointed. They was trying to figure it, they wasn't disappointed. They was trying to figure out, well, what is you saying? Wait a minute. I got something. One more thing. But I really liked it that because I learned something tonight, that never feel that you have to fit in with everybody else in where Yah has sown them. Don't be blaming yourself because people are the way that they are. That's why the Father keep telling me, Deborah, these things need be. Stop thinking that you're gonna teach it and you're gonna break it down. You're gonna get people to really hear it. Look here. You better go back to the sower that sowed those seeds. But it's something else that I'm missing. That he and I believe I'm going to find it and bring it up tomorrow, because I believe in when he broke that down to the disciples, he allowed them to know it was the word. It was the word. And I'm going to find it. I don't know if it's in Luke or whatever, but it was talking about it was the word. So that came down. See, they can't, just like I told y'all, we came down with truth. It's what you do with it. And this here, like you might have, now this is what I think and I believe, that people who came down with the gift of the excellent discerning, a lot of people use that for the world reason. And instead of taking that gift and use it to edify and glorify the Father, they use it for the world. That's why you got psychics and you got people who can read cards. They took the gifts and they magnified it in the world. So I believe that even their seed, he said the gift was given before repentance or without repentance. That means they have the gift, but yet they take it and serve the world with it. And that's how I think that people are. And it's just who they come down here to be. Yeah, that's just it. Thank you. But yeah, I learned something. I mean, I didn't know they heard the word. I'm gonna be honest. I thought he told the disciples something. I'm gonna find it in, I don't know if it's in Luke or Mark, where he told them that they had the word. The word was sown in them or something like that in one of them, but it's going back to what it just said. And I'm like saying, so y'all listen to this. Tell me, do this make sense? How is it that example shows you that the word is not a book? Don't it? Do y'all? I don't know if y'all get that. That shows you if the word came and they heard the word of the kingdom, the Bible wasn't here then. You get what I'm saying? So the word has to be, as it said, to the first seed, the word of the kingdom. So it's like y'all gave them the word to hear, but when they got down here, they went into their own self area, and even the wicked snatched what they had, the word that they did receive. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I said be careful thinking that, because with me, I tell you right here today, hell or heaven, wherever he has me written, is fine with me. And I'm saying that in a way to let you know he been too good with me. He been too good to me right here on the earth. So if he choose to send me anywhere he want to send me, it's going to be the right choice. It's his choice that he already got written. But I will still say today, and to every one of you, I thank him for being all that he's been to me on the earth. And that I appreciate all that he has been to me, all that he taught me, all that he has done for me, and how he really cared for me. I can say that hell or heaven. So whatever choice he makes, he knows what's right. He is right. So that's how I feel about it. Heaven or hell. It's okay with me. He's the choice. He's the choice. He is the choice. He know what he assigned all of us. And to me, he been too good to me, y'all. He been too good for me to turn around and say, well, but I want to go to the kingdom, or I don't want to go to hell. No, he been too good to me on this nasty earth. He's been good to me. Then I've been to myself. He been so good to me. Then I can be to myself. So I want to leave that with you. Okay? Anybody have any questions before Sister Deborah step out? You was talking to them about to serve the world. Yes, they do. Mm-hmm. They use it to serve the world. They go on they own their own way. But also going back to like those seeds, even though he gave them the gift, you see that? He also gave them the direction to go their end, to the light or to the dark. You get what I'm saying? Just like I'm gonna show you. Want me to show you what I'm talking about? Go back to the garden. Who put the 2 trees in there? He didn't have to put the tree of death. He could have just left the tree of life or the eternal. Just that one tree. But what did he do? He put 2 there. See, he know what he doing. He know what he doing. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I will be back. All righty. And I say shalom and shalom. Thank you.